What's going on with Le'Veon Bell, Albert?
Well, this is going to be an almost impossible long-term deal to do because, you look at the number and it's $14.54 million. And so what the Steelers have to convince him to walk away from now is 1 year at that number and then free agency next year. And we've seen in the past when there have been outsized numbers on the franchise tag, when it becomes very, very difficult for teams to do deals. And so the Steelers are between a rock and a hard place in this one. They're going to have to get really, really creative to get him to consider anything. Obviously, he's shooting for the moon on this one, and he should, because your shelf life at that position is limited. And so, I think we're right back to where we were a year ago, where there's going to be lots of huffing and puffing on both sides. And we'll probably have to check back in on where this one is on July 15th.
So now that figure is that large because it's his second consecutive franchise tag number? Okay.
Right. And it's unique because at running back, a lot of those numbers are based on, guys who are out of the league now. Like Adrian Peterson is one, but the running back number grew in the past, and the actual salaries of the position scaled back. That's what makes it so much different than other ones. And so you look at the top running backs in the league, and they're making $9 million, $8.5 million, $8 million a year. And, Le'Veon Bell, rightfully so, should make more than any of them. But based on the number of that franchise tag, what he'll be asking for is just something that would completely blow the market up. And that's what makes the idea of doing a long-term deal off of that tag number so difficult.
So, and the Steelers have no desire to be a trendsetter in that regard, right? That's not.
Well, last year, the deal they put, Rich, the deal they put in front of him last year would have really taken the running back market to another level. I think now what he looks at is, well, how much is Antonio Brown making? How much is Julio Jones making? And by the way, this is something that sort of can affect like a Rob Gronkowski too, where guys that are at different skill positions, whether you're a tight end or you're a running back, become prisoners of their position. And they say to themselves, well, I mean as much to my offense as Julio means to the Atlanta offense or Antonio Brown means to the Pittsburgh offense. So why am I not being rewarded that way? A lot of times those are the things that these players can look at. And the reality of the situation is different positions are just rewarded at different levels. And the franchise tags really do the job of locking in values at those certain positions, which is one of the reasons why we're here where we are with Le'Veon Bell, right back after being in the same spot a year ago.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.